Seacrest with you. Thank you for listening to us. We've got a second date update. So they met at a bar, and they were both on an awful date. Steven in Hollywood writes to us. He says, when my date went to the bathroom, she approached me and gave me her number. Then we went out, and it was amazing. I felt like I finally found someone worth spending time with, but apparently she doesn't agree. She told me she is not interested in a second date. I'm hoping a grand gesture like this will convince her.
Oh,
well, that's what this is about.
So, like, he already knows she's out, because sometimes we don't know.
Right. This is the grand gesture that he's hoping for.
I think it's romantic.
Let's get Steven on the line. So, Steven, thanks for coming on with us. You just can't figure out what's going on, and you really want to convince her by doing the second date update. Tell me what you have in mind.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so I was on this horrible date with her, or with this other woman. You know, we met on Bumble, and Jasmine was a few tables away, and she was also, I guess, on a terrible first date. So when my date went to the bathroom, she approached me and asked if I was on a bad Tinder date too. And so I said Hinge, obviously, but she left me her phone number, and I waited, the 48 hours, and I called her, and we had a blast. But the next morning I texted her, and she wished me the best and said that she wasn't interested. So, yeah, I was heartbroken, but I'm not ready to give up yet.
But I feel like if she told you that, what are we going to do?
I guess I'm just looking for a little bit more clarity, or if I said something wrong, or if I, did something. I'm just, trying to see if maybe you can help me out here.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, she was pursuing you, and now this is something happens a lot on these. It's a typical 180. Hang on one second. Let's see if we can get her on the line. What's her name?
Jasmine.
All right. We'll call Jasmine, find out why she's totally blowing you off. Hang on one second. All right. It's a second date update, and this is kind of a typical scenario in these second date updates where Steven reaches out to us and says, hey, I met this girl, Jasmine, at a restaurant. We were both on bad dates, and she pursued me. They went out. He was like, I nailed it. I mean, I nailed the date,
Right. We got
he's
it.
like, it went perfectly, patting himself on the back. And apparently she doesn't want a second date. Every sign, everything pointed to it was going well. So why is Jasmine blowing off Steven? We are going to get her on the phone right now and find out. So Steven, be very quiet. We're about to talk to Jasmine, okay? Hang on one second. Hello, Jasmine?
Hello.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for coming on the air with us. Crazy, but we're calling you about a guy named Steven that you met out not too long ago.
Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I know a Steven.
Okay, and we understand that you kind of pursued him at first?
Wait, why are you calling and asking me about him? Were we set up on some kind of reality show or something?
It's a good question. Not really, no. I'll fill you in later, but did you like Steven?
He's a nice guy, I guess, but a little too nervous.
I'm very curious. I know we just met, but what was it about him that was nervous?
He kept telling me, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're just so pretty. It just makes me so nervous. It was cute, but it got annoying after a while.
So it's a little bit of that is good, but too much becomes a put off.
Yeah.
A bit desperate.
I can, I can definitely see, okay, if you think I'm out of your league, which I'm not, we're at the same level of attractiveness. I think so. I think he's attractive, but he made it feel as if he's not thinking the same thing, and that he's just, I don't know. It just made me totally turned off. It was he was self-sabotaging the situation.
So, Jasmine, I can explain now why I'm asking. Steven's on the phone with us here and listening because he's head over heels for you and it feels like you're totally blowing him off. And Steven, does that now make sense to you? I'm a little uncomfortable here.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, she is beautiful, so I wasn't lying there.
I mean, flattery and compliments are a good way to go. There are worse things, Jasmine. I just hate to see young love not have a shot here.
Right. Was it really that bad, Jasmine, or is there something else?
I mean, so he was not putting that much effort in the date. Like, he picked up a bar 2 blocks away from his apartment. He took us there, and he didn't pay for anything because I wasn't drinking. And so, like, he just, I don't know, he wasn't also dressed very nicely. It was a bar that you should dress up for.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a list.
Comes the mean. Whoa. All right. Well, Steven, do you want to explain to Jasmine how you feel about her?
I mean, yeah, I thought we really hit it off, and I thought we had a good time. I mean, I'm sorry. I'll be a little bit more confident and put more effort in if she wanted to go out again.
I mean, one last thing though is his breath was pretty bad.
Oh my
God!
God.
Oh my God! I'm cringing. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't like second date updates.
Okay,
right now.
but the breath you can fix.
You can fix all of this, truly.
Yes.
You got to be willing, though, and to be open to Steven, Jasmine. It sounds like the ship has sailed on this, and thank you for your honesty, Steven. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, I mean, I thought it worked, but I guess not. I'll work on it.
Well, it's also different if he was drinking and she was not. That's a whole other vibe.
I'm just feeling bad for Steven right now, and we need to go.
Okay.
All right, Steven and Jasmine, thank you for
Good
coming
luck.
on the air, and good luck. You okay, Steven?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. That was, that's harsh. To say he didn't dress well and has halitosis, that's mean.
It was a lot. She had a whole list.
That's a lot. I'd be so insecure if I were Steven right now forever.
Yeah, I would not.
It's going to be fine, Steven.
But also, that's kind of the look these days, dress down.
Dress down with bad breath?
Well, not bad. The bad breath is a whole nother thing. But the dress down, maybe he thought he was being cool guy.
I think it was also because he didn't pay and that he was drinking and she was sober. That is not fun sometimes when you're with a person that's kind of buzzed.
Yeah.
Or drunk. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about a tongue scraper right now for some reason.
I know, it's the same after all the coffee.
That's all I'm thinking about. I need to scrape my own tongue.
I know.
I do not feel good about that.